Bitcoin bracing for its worst month since May, despite reaching record highs in 2021. The downturn coming as Bitcoin trading has declined 16% over the last month, with many blaming the Omicron variant and holiday travel disruptions around the globe. Bitcoin Foundation Chairman Brock Pierce joins us now to discuss. Brock, what is going on with the contract right now? A lot of pressure yesterday, and we're seeing that again this morning.
Well, I mean, again, everyone loves to speculate and they like to claim they've got answers to things. The reality is we know this is a volatile market. There are many events, no one thing singularly, generally responsible. And I can always tell you why the price is up or down with complete accuracy. That being that you have more buyers than sellers or more sellers than buyers. And that's really the thing that no one has any control over. I mean, as someone that has worked full time in this space for a very, very long time, I can't even keep up with all of the activity happening all over the world. And that is, you know, being full time.
Well, I mean, you know, I think that with crypto in particular, and with Bitcoin, you know, there's so many coins now. And I think that the average investor would say, well, maybe it's a Bitcoin, maybe it's a Dogecoin. There's so much competition. Do you think that buyers are going to other types of digital currency because maybe they're thinking Bitcoin is a little too expensive?
Well, that definitely is part of it. If there was Bitcoin and Bitcoin only, all of that aggregate market cap probably would be in Bitcoin, and the market cap might even be higher because of the returns that have been produced. Obviously, all of these alternatives dilutes the value proposition, or not the value proposition, attention. Attention gets diverted all over the place, and yes, it has an impact. But in the end, it's probably a good thing for the market in the sense that we are continuing to iterate on what was the Bitcoin idea. Bitcoin is really like digital gold. It's a digital store of value. Things like Ethereum, the idea was, can we create programmable contracts? And we are continuing to innovate, like the internet of 1999. Many of these projects will not survive over the long haul, but you will have your Amazons, your eBays, your Googles, et cetera.
Sure. Okay. Well, that's a good comparison to the dot-com bubble that, well, bursted. Let me ask you about regulation, because that's also kind of a headwind for digital currency in general. You've got Senator Elizabeth Warren bashing the crypto industry. She says that while it claims to be a path to financial inclusion, Bitcoin ownership is actually more concentrated than with the standard dollar. Your thoughts on Warren's criticism?
Well, I mean, in terms of financial inclusion, I think there's more research that she and her team need to do. I think to jump to conclusions before you've thoroughly analyzed something is a dangerous proposition, and one that can affect our collective future. So I encourage her to continue to be informed. I'm glad that she's taking the time to learn. I'm glad that she's taking the time to form an opinion, but make sure you've got the right information before doing that. We are seeing impact from a financial inclusion perspective. We clearly are seeing that in places like El Salvador and around the world. I do agree with that last point in her statement, though, is there is a lot of concentration of wealth in the early Bitcoin holders, people such as myself. And it is one of my concerns. You know, if we're going to create a better world and a world that can ultimately work for everyone, we want one that is broadly distributed, and the jury is not out yet.
Yeah, I want to bring Nancy Tangler into this, because Nancy, obviously, financial advisors and market watchers, participants, you know, there's definitely a mixed bag of opinion when it comes to Bitcoin investing and digital currency in general.
Yeah, well, I think Brock raises a lot of the right points, and we know that the currency has been legitimized by many corporate balance sheet investments. So I do think it's here to stay. I don't know if it's going to solve racial inequality, but I'm curious as to Brock's opinion on, you know, if you look at price movement, and I'm looking at my chart right now, we started the year at 29,000. We're at 47,597. You know, we know this is a volatile asset class, but that's a pretty good move for anything in 1 year. And I'm just wondering what your long-term expectations are, if you have any, in terms of where you think the currency might end up next year.
Well, that really depends, I think, more on external factors than it does even the Bitcoin market itself. I mean, we've printed a massive amount of currency in the world. What are we going to see in terms of actual inflation? These are the sorts of things, because remember, this is an alternative asset. And it's really one that isn't a hedge per se as gold or real estate may be, or more so, because it has more risk and greater volatility, but also a much more interesting return profile. And so depending upon financial uncertainty in the broader global financial system, that will be probably the primary driver. But I would not be surprised if we saw a Bitcoin price next year over $100,000. It's even conceivable that it could break $200,000 for a moment and probably come falling back again.
Wow.
That is a big jump, yeah, that my eyes opened and wow. Okay, well, we'll see. That's a big prediction. Brock Pierce, tell you what, but you're out in the industry, and I know I have friends that we have mutual friends. We'll have to talk about that offline. Brock Pierce, thank you very much. It's good to see you this morning.
Thank you.